Hi guys, this is part 2 of nonlinear systems, given tables or equations. This is Miss Moore talking to you. We're going to go over these equations. I want to give you a second. You can pause this and copy it if you like. I will move it up so that you can see the other part of this. And again, you can pause it and copy it. I'll give you a second in case you want to. You don't have to. I just wanted you to know what I was working off of. This is the second page. Again, you can pause it and copy it if you like. Most of this lesson, we're going to be working here on Desmo. So I just want to go over a couple of quick things about Desmo so that you understand the basics of Desmo. If you go up here and you press plus and you hit this, you can add an equation. You can write y equals 3x plus 2. You press enter, and then you can come back here and maybe you want to add another expression. But this time I want to write it as an f of x equals, let's just say 7x plus 2. Let's make the y-intercept the same. Notice that the y-intercepts are both the same. They're both the same here. They both go through the same point on that y-axis. But my slopes are different. One is a 2. It is a softer slope, not as aggressive. And this one is a 7, much more aggressive. And you can tell by the colors. Let's just say I don't like the color purple. It's not my favorite color. I can change that. Oh, and I can, if I touch this, let's see, let me move this over a little so you can see just a little better. There we go. If I touch this, I can turn off the purple, turn it on. I can turn off the black, turn it on. Now, I don't like the color purple. I really do like the color purple, but we're not just going to pretend for a second. I can go here, I can press it, and I can change it to green. And the line just turned green, just to kind of give you an idea. So now I have this equation here, but I'd like a table. I come here, I hit this, and I can create a table very quickly. It just created a table, and wherever that table is, it is showing me the points. If I touch on the points, I can see that's 1, 4, and I can see that right here on the table, 1, 4. So just trying to give you some highlights on how to work with it. Again, I can turn it on and off. I can go back in here and touch it again and connect or disconnect the line. Okay, so now you see just dots. I made the line off. Now I'll turn the line on. Maybe I want it dashes. Maybe I want it lots of little dots. Just so you can see how this works. For the points, I want little circles. Or maybe I want cute little X's. Just trying to give you some of the highlights so that you can see it. Again, changing the colors. Quite simple. And I'm just going to tell it done so that you understand how to do that. So for the first problem we're going to go over, I have already typed it into my calculator here in Desmo. This time I wrote it as f of x. Could I write y? Absolutely. Could have written y equals. It would be just fine. And I'm going to turn off the blue line just for the moment. We've got 1.0x plus 100. So that is a line. That is linear. Line is linear. I should have remembered that from the last lesson, that x is raised to the first power, and this is a y. Remember, f of x can just be y. Y is to the first power, so this is going to be a line. Now, if I look at this, g of x, again, could just be a y. I could have just written y here instead of g of x. But look where the x is. It's raised up to a power. X is an exponent. So therefore, I know this is not going to be a line. Before I ever do anything, I know this is not going to be a line. I can see that there. It is exponential growth. Remember, your ratio for your exponential growth is 1.02. It is a 2% increase or 2% rate. I know that this is growth because it is a 1.02. It is greater than 1. And I know the initial value is 50. Now, if you look here on this, you can see at y equals 0, it is 50. So none of this is a surprise. But that's actually not what they asked us. What they asked us for, what was the smallest positive integer that I could possibly have if I looked at these two functions, and they want to know when g of x, the blue line, is greater than f of x, the red line. So I'm going to look here, and I can see right here where these two functions meet is the first spot where the blue line, g of x, actually gets larger than the red line. You can see it's getting bigger. So if I look at this, it is 58.696. Be careful, don't write that down. They asked you for the largest positive integer, so I had to write the number 59 down. Simple enough. Now, they only asked me for the positive integer, but let's just pretend for a second that they asked us for the negative integer also. Notice this is a negative number, so that is close to negative 90, so your answer here would have been negative 90. They didn't ask you for that, but if they had, that would have been the answer. So here's our next problem. We have f of x, again I could have written y, equals 2 times 1 plus 0.04 raised to the x. Okay, so this is growth, right? Why is it growth? Because it's 1 plus 0.04. There's an addition. When I add those two numbers together, I get 1.04. 1.04 is greater than 1. My x is up in the exponent, so this is exponential growth. So is this linear? Absolutely not. It will not be a straight line. Let's check and see if I'm telling the truth. There we go. It is not linear. It looks like exponential growth. You can see as my x value gets bigger over time, my y value starts getting bigger, starts heading for positive infinity. Now here we've got g of x. Remember, I could have written y. In this, I would probably have to write y1 and y2, but I could still just write y equals 4 plus 0.5x. Now the problem here that might confuse you a little is I could have written this, and then maybe you'll see it a little better. Let me just turn that off because I don't want you to see that. Equals 0.5x plus 4. That might be a little easier for you to see. Those both are exactly the same line. Why are they the same line? Because when I add two things together, it doesn't matter the order. Okay? Now, let me ask you a question. What's 2 plus 3? 5. What's 3 plus 2? 5. Does it matter which one I said first, 3 or 2 first? No, you still get 5. 3 plus 2 is 5, 2 plus 3 is 5. So whether I say 4 plus 0.5x or I say 0.5x plus 4, it doesn't matter. Here's why I switched them around though, because you're used to looking at y equals mx plus b. You should very clearly see that this is in the form of y equals mx plus b, where your m, your slope is 0.5, and your b is 4. So you're using the y equals mx plus b, which is what we're used to looking for. Our problem here with this one was not that they didn't give it to us, the information that we needed, but they didn't put it in the order we're used to looking at it. So for you, it may have been easier for you to switch it around. But if you did, you can see that is a linear equation, right? It's a straight line. That red line is straight. Let's just see if this other one that I created is the same, because maybe I lied to you. Nope, we can't even see it. Why can't we see it? Because they are laying on top of each other. They are the same line. So I'm just going to turn that one off because we don't need both of them. It really doesn't matter which one you left on, whichever one made you happy. Again, the question here was, what was the point at which the blue line, the exponential, became greater than the linear line? And we're looking for the positive integer there. So here's 0, here's positive integers. Here we go, we hit right here. And so it's 48.32. So the next number, let's say the closest number would be 48, the smallest positive integer. Okay, smallest positive integer would be the very next number, which would be 79. So 79 would be your positive answer. Again, they did not ask us for a negative answer. the negative answer would be negative 4.669. So therefore, negative 5 would be your smallest negative integer if they had asked you that, where the blue line, the exponential, the f of x, is greater than g of x. Okay, so here with this one, they gave us a table and asked us to look at a table and asked when the two equations, the two sets of information were equal. Well, I can pretty much look at this table and tell you that 2 is the same as 2, right? When x is 1, y1 is 2, y2 is 2. They're both 2. I can look here on the graph and see that they both are at 2. So those 2 points cross right there at 2. Here we have our next table that we're going to talk about. And again, by looking at the table, I can see let's see, 4 is here and here. And I could touch here and see at negative 2, it is 4. So that would be the point if they asked me for it. If they asked me for what the y value was, I would tell them 4. If they asked me for the x value, I'd tell them negative 2. Just depends on how they asked, exactly what they asked for. And this is our last but not least. You have a table with 2 different equations working in it. They ask when they are the same. You look right here, you can see it 4 and 4, and it is at negative 2. It is equal to 4. And you can see when those two cross at negative 2, they are both equal to 4. So again, you're just looking for the intersection. Remember, you can use the arrows to make it bigger or smaller. If you do make it bigger, you might have to pull it in a little bit and adjust it. Remember, you just drag and drop. Hopefully that helps you guys. Have a great day.